mad foodie, aspiring alcoholic, semi-nerd, semi-anti-intellectual. And I came to Phoenix for only 3 days on Halloween weekend. I wondered how to make the most of my limited time in the 5th biggest city in America. What fun things are there to do in Phoenix? This is what we ended up doing on our trip to the Arizona capital. Priority number 1, food. I would be lying if I said I came to Phoenix for the museums, galleries, or golf courses. No, I came here solely to eat at this place, Little Miss BBQ. By just saying its name, I start drooling. How they make their meat so perfectly marbled and smoked is sorcery to me. If you like eating in general, you have to check out this spot, approved by the barbecue pitmaster, Chef Rodney Scott himself. Ask any local of things to do in Phoenix, I guarantee you that they'll tell you to go hiking. Why? What's the big deal? I thought to myself. But to digest the meats, I unwillingly took a short hike to a hole everyone was talking about. Yes, Hole in the Rock is its official name. I don't think it's a lack of imagination. I think it's Phoenix humor. The simplicity might be in the name, but interestingly, an ancient civilization used it as sort of a calendar to plan their agricultural activities, by marking the areas where the sun hits through the hole at different times of the year. Now, for modern Phoenicians, with a nice city skyline and an easy hike, the hole is an Insta moment, a Facebook post, or maybe a Tinder profile picture. Okay, foodies, let's go back to food. Let's say you came to Phoenix, got a nice Airbnb near downtown, and now wondering where to go to eat and drink. They say that Phoenix has one of the fastest growing food scenes in the nation now. We checked out a few restaurants downtown and weren't that thrilled about spending money on forgettable food. But the Roosevelt Row was the savior. Stretching from 7th Avenue to 16th Street along Roosevelt, 2 miles north of downtown, Row is an arts district with an ever-expanding list of bars and restaurants. You can find the full food tour in the link above.
I got water, don't worry. Extremely difficult. Keep warning.
So what's the darn obsession with hiking here? Why do people here go hiking during their lunch breaks? Why do they go hiking even during a heat wave? At times, it gets so hot in Phoenix that airplanes get grounded as the air becomes too thin to fly. 122 degrees Fahrenheit, 50 degrees Celsius. Turns out, in Phoenix, short hikes with spectacular views are within a few minutes away from where locals live and work. And the most popular one is Camelback Mountain. It's Phoenix's highest peak, with a staggering view of the valley and labeled extremely hard. And that, my friend, was my cue to leave. All I could see was where I should go next.
That slaps. Yeah.
If I had only one day in Phoenix, I'd probably spend it in Scottsdale, drinking tiki cocktails at Hula's, goggling at a flamenco dancer at Tapas Papa Frita, happy houring at STK, drinking Chiantis at Evo's. Scottsdale is not only famous for its golf resorts, but also for its night scene. But do not expect to get trash-faced though. Even for a Halloween night, we didn't see any vampires or sexy bunnies vomiting on the sidewalk. Instead, expect to get elegantly buzzed and to eat well. Scottsdale boasts diverse cuisines like Italian, Spanish, Hawaiian, Mexican, and fusion. The full food tour is in the link above. I didn't know you could find a waterfall in the desert here, Arizona Falls. Yeah, it is man-made, and it's a hydroelectric plant that powers hundreds of homes. But it's also a sleek-looking art project where you can cool off, hide from the heat with sheets of water surrounding you, and take your dog for a walk. And score on a hidden find because most locals don't even know about its existence. So we're at the Cactus Garden.
The sky is so blue and beautiful.
I want to get attacked by those cactuses.
You guys ever had cactus on a taco?
Oh no.
Two people walking in the desert, one says the other, what up?
Okay.
We're used to seeing cacti near our computers or in Western movies, and even might have eaten them at gourmet restaurants. But have you seen these ones? Towering, quite menacing, yet sensational ones. The saguaros. To survive in the hottest desert of both Mexico and the United States, the saguaros have done everything. It sucks, it expands, stops growing, then starts growing, it stings, it feeds, it's shallow, it's hollow. If it's not survival 101, I don't know what is. And hear this, they can capture 200 gallons of water in a single rainfall. The garden also pays homage to the natives that lived here before and that mysteriously disappeared. And they say Phoenix was called Phoenix in order to symbolize that the city will rise from the ashes of that fallen civilization. Subscribe.
1, 2, 3. What are my royalty fees?
I'm no musician, but if I had to choose one reason to go to Phoenix, except for food of course, it would be the Musical Instrument Museum. Now, hold on, you might be thinking, oh no, it's gonna be boring, especially when I don't play music. But here, you'll feel like traveling all over the world. Thousands of musical instruments, traditional clothing, and stories from every continent, from every country, even from Mongolia. Finding costumes worn by Mongolian shamans, the national pride instruments mörnkhor, yatuk, and just seeing my hometown being represented here in one of the largest museums of its kind in the world was incredible. So really what sets this museum apart is they not only showcase pianos and violins, classic Western instruments, but also those played in the farthest corners of the world, and shows you how all these seemingly different people all would go to such lengths to make instruments out of horsehair, cow bladder, even whale teeth. You can listen to the instruments and even play them, but only specific ones though. And also there are guitars played by Maroon 5, instruments used by Johnny Cash, Santana, Taylor Swift, John Lennon. And we really wanted to stay here for 3 more hours. But we had to go. So what to do in Phoenix? Eat, drink, get out of downtown, check out Scottsdale, Arcadia, Tempe, maybe buy a house, open a business, be outdoorsy, be curious, be resilient. Because that's what people seem to be doing here. I barely scratched the surface, but I feel like we found Phoenix in mid-transformation, during its hatching phase. New blood, new people are coming here in droves and creating a new identity for a city called so fittingly Phoenix. And I'll be excited to come back to see what's become of it.